As the wildfires rage on in California, Polymarket has a prediction. Will the fires be put out by tomorrow? 2%. Yeah, no. They're saying no. There's a lot of questions about why. Well, over at youtube.com/Timcast, we put up our 4 p.m. video, so check it out, breaking down how this is a failure of leadership. But diversity, equity, inclusion plays a big role. Well, my friends, you don't need to take it from me. I got the proof. We got a video depicting a fire department talking about how diversity will make us better at fighting fires. But we got this lead story. Adam Carolla says he was rejected from LA Fire Department because of his race. Duh. This is crazy to me because I've known about this my whole life. My dad was a firefighter for 20 some odd years. In Chicago, everybody knows this. If you're a white man and you apply to be a firefighter, get out. Not interested. Because they are racists and they are evil people. There's no real reason for doing these things. They're just racist, evil people. Sorry, that's simple. Now, they're going to try and claim, oh, it's about having a diverse group and different worldviews, but race doesn't determine this. Adam Carolla has this really epic takedown of Gavin Newsom, where Newsom says that Black and Latino people largely don't have access to bank accounts. And he goes, why is that? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, is it because of their genetics? And Newsom's like, no, of course not. And he's like, so it's only Black and Latino people. Why is this happening to them? And he's like, well, it happens to white people too. And Carolla goes, oh, so everybody has this problem. Do Asians have it? And he goes, yes. Why is that? He's like, I don't know. He's like, we put Asians in concentration camps. He goes, yes, maybe that's it. We didn't do that to Black and Latino people. Epic takedown of the psychotic racist ideology that makes no sense. But I got 2 videos for you. I have 3 videos for you. I want to show you what Adam Carolla had to say. But more importantly, I want to play for you this video from Fire Rescue on YouTube, how DEI can create a stronger fire department. You ready for this one? Oh,
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, are more than just words. They represent a framework for creating fair and equitable environments in the fire service where everyone has a seat at the table. But what do these concepts truly mean, and how do they work together to build stronger fire departments? Diversity is the foundation. It's about recognizing and embracing the different backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences that make up a community. In the fire service, this means having a workforce that reflects the community it serves, bringing in different ideas, approaches, and solutions to solve complex problems.
Okay, I'll accept that. We want a wide range of views. What does that have to do with race? And why are they then showing a Black man? Because Black people's brains are working differently than white people's, so they have different ideas? That's racist, and I reject that outright.
But diversity alone isn't enough. Equity ensures that all members of the team have equal access to opportunities, resources, and support. Unlike equality, where everyone gets the same thing, equity recognizes that people have different needs and works to provide what they require to succeed. In practice, equity means addressing systemic barriers and providing personalized tools and resources to help each individual thrive.
So when Adam Carolla applies and you say no white men allowed, that's equity? What happened to your diversity? Well, to enforce diversity, which is only skin deep apparently, you have to have equity, which means white people need not apply.
Whether it's hiring practices or access to training and development, equity creates an environment where everyone can grow and achieve success. Inclusion, the ultimate goal, is about creating a culture where every team member feels valued, respected, and supported. It's not just about being part of the team. It's about belonging. Inclusion ensures that diverse voices are heard, respected, and considered in decision-making. It fosters an environment where individuals can be their authentic selves without fear of exclusion or discrimination. Together, diversity, equity, and inclusion form the pillars of a stronger, more effective fire department.
It doesn't at all. What they're saying in this is largely redundant. They're basically saying the same thing over and over again. We want diversity, different ideas that reflect the community so we can do things better. Yeah? So when someone comes and says, I am a doctor, and the way we treat a bullet wound is that, or how about this? I'm a doctor, and the way we treat a headache is aspirin or ibuprofen. They're called NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, inflammatory drugs. And then we go, whoa, hold on. We need diversity over here. Let's bring in someone of a diverse background to hear their perspective. This person comes in and says, bloodletting. We have to drain the blood from the skull to make the pain go away. Get a nail, crack open their skull and drain the blood. No, we don't respect that at all. I don't care about your cultural diversity. Some things work and some things don't. Merit is what we want. And I'll tell you this, merit knows no race. I don't care if you're black or Latino or Asian or from the moon, okay? If you can do the job, come do the job. Now, I suppose if you lived on the moon, you'd have very weak bones and probably could not be a firefighter. So perhaps we'll have to consider that. But I guess if you have the merit to do the job, regardless if we're from the, well, then go, sure, why not? There's a question about alien immigration there, but, you get the point. You see that video, and they're basically like, we want diversity because ideas matter. Also, here's a black man. I'm sorry. What is the implication of that if you are black, your ideas will be inherently different? That's an absurdity. There's a great video from Jubilee where they bring in like 12 black dudes and one white guy, and they're all blindfolded. And the game is figure out who's white. And the white guy's like, they ain't gonna figure it out. And so they keep asking, do you want to keep playing? And then they vote on who should be removed, who's white. And then they say, you have not removed the white person. They're like, what? And then they ask again, do you want to keep playing? And the white dude raises his hand and they're like, why do you want to keep playing? You've won. There's only 4 people left. And he's like, they ain't going to figure it out. He's like, I grew up in Compton, man. And so when they finally realized this white guy sounded black, they were like, damn, he sounded just like my cousin. He sounded just like me and my friends. And it's like, hey, maybe the race thing doesn't matter. But that's what they do. Here's Adam Carolla.
Geez, I want to talk about my white privilege so badly. I graduated North Hollywood High with a 1.7 GPA. I could not find a job. I walked to a fire station in North Hollywood. I was 19. I was living in the garage of my family home. My mom was on welfare and food stamps. And I said, can I get a job as a fireman? And they said, no, because you're not black, Hispanic, or a woman. We'll see in about 7 years. And I went to a construction site and dug ditches and picked up garbage for the next 7 years. I got a letter in the mail sent to my father's house saying, your time has come to do the written exam for the LA Fire Department. I took it, and I was standing in line, and I had a young woman of color standing behind me in line, and I said, just out of curiosity, when did you sign up to become a fireman? Because I did it, or a person, 7 years ago, and she said, Wednesday. That is an example of my white privilege.
There you go, buddy. That's your white privilege, Adam Carolla. And they have a shortage of firefighters right now. So this is where we're at as a country. Here's a video for you.
A new report shows the demographics of the Los Angeles Fire Department do not match those of the city, despite a pledge to diversify made by Mayor Garcetti last year. Red may be the color most associated with the fire department, but in Los Angeles, it may as well be white. The vice president of the Board of Fire Commissioners says that is a problem.
We all hear about the need for diversity in hiring, and it's time for everyone to step up.
New data found that nearly every race besides Caucasian was underrepresented in the fire department when compared to the demographics of the city. One union representative says diversity does make a difference.
We absolutely should strive to have a diverse workforce. Having said that, the number one priority is that we have highly qualified, highly competent firefighters.
But the disparity between the force and the population runs deeper than race. Of the 3,191 people employed, just 89 are women.
Do I want to have women come behind me when I retire? Yes.
No. Sorry, I ain't playing this game. I don't think women should be firefighters. I'm only saying that to be offensive. In reality, I think women can be firefighters if they pass the test. Let me ask you this. You're in a burning building, and I've brought this up many, many times, and you're choking out in the smoke, and the door bursts open, and there is a 5-foot-tall woman saying, I'm sorry, I can't pick you up, but I'm a diversity hire. Okay, I'd be very upset. What I want to see, okay, when I'm in a burning building, is the door burst open, and there be a 6'3", glistening, chiseled, ripped man with flowing, beautiful hair, looking down, shirt, just he's got the white T-shirt and the suspenders tucked into his pants. For some reason, he's not wearing proper fire gear. I don't care. And he says, buddy, I'm getting you out of here. And he grabs me with one hand and he runs out of the burning building, saving my life. Okay? I want the most qualified, capable person to do it. And that can be a woman. See, I was being offensive. If the woman can carry the weight and do the job. But this idea of a woman for the sake of being a woman is insane. But let me give you another one. They say that the fire department doesn't reflect the community. California brings in illegal immigrants every day to the tunes of tens of thousands to millions, okay? And so when they have trained firefighters and then a year later they've brought in 10,000 illegal immigrants, they go, whoa, how come we got so many white firefighters but there's so many non-white people living here? It's like, well, you just imported all those people. You can't just assume you can snap their fingers and they're going to be firefighters. Many of these people were farmers or worked in factories. And that's where we're at. You cannot have mass migration and at the same time, this requirement that the workforce reflect the demographic when you are intentionally changing the demographic every single day. Well, the problems that we see, man, it's unfortunate, but the problems that we see in California, man-made. I'll wrap it up there. Smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know, become a member at timcast.com. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all tonight, 8 p.m., youtube.com/timcastirl.